Hey guys, Pixelman945 here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be doing a list that I literally just made right now. Before I was recording this, I've had the idea in mind for a little while now, but I finally made the full list, and that's my top 10 favorite power systems in fiction. Um, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into the power systems. At number 10, um, I don't really know what it's called exactly, or even if it has a name. I'm actually gonna look it up because I'm kind of curious. Do the powers in Stranger Things have a name? Hey, it doesn't really seem like it. So I'm just going to call them the powers from Stranger Things. Now, what I think is really cool about this is a power system is that even though it's kind of stretching the definition a little bit, because not every character has it, not even close. In fact, Eleven's the main character that has it, along with like some side characters and such. Um, I think the way that it kind of ties into her character and the mystery of her character is just really captivating. It's one of the things that makes the first season just have a really, really good story, along with exploring the whole plot of how to get Will back. Um, Number 9 is Bending from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, it's definitely on the more basic side of power systems. Um, But I honestly, I really like the simplicity of it because having the just very simple combination of water, fire, earth, and uh, air. Why did it take me so long to think of that? Um, it creates a very simple basis for which there can be a lot of nuance later on, such as the fact that like there's like sun bending and lightning bending, which are incredibly advanced forms of fire bending, and ice can be kind of used as a extension of water bending. And it says like little nuances and also like the way that the avatar's system incorporates into that makes a really interesting concept of fluidity between the four elements. It's just a very simple yet effective power system to me. Now, what is not simple because it can be whatever the fuck the author wants is stands. Stands are just really fun because they can be literally anything, and I'm only at part 5 right now, but the stands I've already seen have been insanely creative, and just all of them are really, really cool. And that's definitely the best part about stands, just the ridiculous amount of creativity that comes with it. And I could probably say a similar thing for the number 7 spot Gios. But the thing that makes me like Gios a little bit better is because of the fact that everyone's Gios abilities, not only is it much rarer and not nearly as many characters actually have Gios in the series, like the Gios abilities are so vastly different that it feels like each character that has a Gios ability makes a significant impact on the story, which I really like. Um, and number 6 is personas. Um, Personas are another one of those power systems where it can be literally anything. Basically, like the inspirations for what a persona can be based off of, both personality wise and power wise, could literally be fucking anything. There's so much inspiration from so many different things across the games that it's just impossible to like pinpoint anything. But what I love about Personas especially is how they are so tied to the personality of the character that awakens them, hence the name and whatnot. Um, but the way that they are so tied to a particular character's personality makes each and every awakening feel very meaningful. Um, Number five is the Beyonder system from Lord of the Mysteries. I don't know if that's the exact right name for it, but that's what I'm going to call it. Um, this is how I mentioned this in the summer 2025 anime video when I talked about Lord of the Mysteries. This is how you know that Lord of the Mysteries is going to cook, because the power system based on season one alone is already in my top five of all fiction. Um, in terms of power systems, it absolutely just insane how detailed the Beyonder power system is. Like the idea of it and the fact that there's like 22 different kinds and nine different sequences, and being able to see so clearly the distinct difference between the different sequences of specific Beyonder users, and the fact that like of the 22 different kinds, I think in season one alone, we only explored like maybe five to seven of them. It could be a bit more than that, and I misremembered, but I feel like it was less than 10 for sure. It was definitely less than 10, which is just crazy. And all of them, despite having some similarities and some like basic attributes, they're all so different, which is just fascinating. I definitely do not remember all of them to go through all of the unique kinds right now, but yeah, there is definite potential for. In fact, I would say it's probably a guarantee that Lord of the Mysteries will move up on this list with the Beyonder power system in the future when more seasons come out. And number four is Alchemy from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, this is similar to what makes the Beyonder system so good, where it's like a power system that has a whole ass science behind it. And like the fact that the world building in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is so good and just so intricately and excellently detailed, that there's like the details of entire books and treatises and theories written on the concepts of alchemy, which Ed and Al know about and like read through and stuff like that when they're like trying trying to find a way to stop the Philosopher's Stone. And the way that alchemy is like used to build out the world of Amestris and also advance along the plot is just genius. Um, so alchemy will always be very high for me. And number three is Nen, and this is just a genius power system. And this used to be my favorite power system in any manga, before the number two spot came in. Um, but Nen is just like everyone calls it like the best power system for a goddamn reason. Like it's such a cool concept. Like just taking this spirit energy of yours and manifesting it to use it. And there are so many different like subtle applications within the eight like main categories of using it, that it's just amazing. Um, Now the number two spot is And why I think Rook is so high on this list and the best power system in any manga, in my opinion, is because it essentially combines everything that I said was great about Nen and Alchemy. Because not only like Alchemy does it have a ridiculous amount of lore, and it is literally tied to the entire world and whole story of Magi as a whole, but also it has in it has like the very basic concepts, and then even similar to Nen within that, it has its own whole eight category magic system that Rook is used to deploy. And the way that it's used to kind of explore like the energies of people, like there's Rook in every person, and the differences that are explored between the white and black group. I go into a lot more detail about the power system in my long ass Magi video, so I would recommend watching that if you want to hear more praise for Rook as a power system. Um but at number one, and I knew that this was number one without contention. In fact, this being number one is actually what made me think about making the rest of this list because number one is the Force. Um, the Force is just so perfect to me because it's the ultimate accumulation of everything I've talked about with all these other power systems. It's got an incredibly basic concept, and yet one that no matter how much lore Star Wars seems to add about the Force or related to Force users, there still manages to be mysterious aspects of the Force and unanswered questions which might never be answered. And the fact that there's that, but also like the entirety of all the lore of the Jedi and the Sith to go with it just gives it more material in that department than any other thing on this list could possibly compare. And I said that the Beyonder system from Lord of the Mysteries would rise in the ranks, but I refuse to believe that Lord of the Mysteries ever gets to a point where it can outshine the amount of lore and history and material that can connect to the Force as a power system. Also, like in terms of it as a physical power system, the absolutely ridiculous number of different combinations of like different force moves and abilities that characters have and can be done, and especially splitting that between light side and dark side. And then there's even the additional aspect that you need to consider about um what role like the use of a lightsaber kind of translates to a user's ability to communicate with the force due to the fact that the two of them are intrinsically linked is just a whole other layer of depth. And just when you combine all of that together, it just makes the Force easily the best power system in fiction, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. A lot shorter than the last one, thankfully, because recording 1 hour plus videos like that can be pretty draining to me sometimes. And it probably shows on camera as well. Um, but yeah, nice, quick little video. Hopefully you enjoyed the list and enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what your favorite power system in fiction is and why. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.